Ladies and gentle dudes, the time has finally come to announce the winner of the Loot Studios competition. This month, we went over the Quirk model from the Oasis release. Our finalists from left to right are Pixel Brush, Shades of War Studios, and JW Parker 62. Let's go ahead and hop right into the judges' decisions. As he's known on Instagram, Hendarian says, overall the choice between Pixel Brush and Shades of War Studios were very hard, and both were very close. The feathers on Pixel Brush made me give Shades of War Studios the upper hand though, because it's a major focal point on both models due to the strong colors and gradients. Next, Casey from eBay Miniature Rescue says, the color choice and contrast between the warm and cold tones really stand out on this model. I like the gold armor and orange cloth in contrast to the blues and pinks of the feathers. Very nicely done. Mezgeik says, well done with your values. You can use value to direct our attention to the important parts of the model, and you've nailed this concept. The head is bright and focused, so the eye is drawn there to the yellow forehead. I also really appreciate the flecks of flame or ember that you've included on the armor, which again, help keep our attention attracted to the center of the model. Another thing you've done well with value is the feathers. It's easy to make detail over-contrasted where the dark washes sit in the gaps, and the peaks are very brightly highlighted. Emil from Squidmar Miniatures says, I think that Pixel Brush was the best one, the most colorful and vibrant and caught my eye instantly. Brent from Goobertown Hobbies chose the Shades of War Studios miniature. Philippe Engler, our Loot Studios rep, says, I love the bold choice of colors. I really like when painters try to make a statement with the palette they choose, instead of going the more realistic way. Not that the realistic paint job isn't good too, but I think when done well, this more colorful and fantasy-like choice makes the miniature pop more on the table. Also, the choice of a snowy base was more unique and brought even more attention to the hero. Jams Mini Mod says, what can I say about this model that isn't instantly clear to everyone? The colors are striking, work perfectly together, and the contrast is on point. Plus, to top it all off, the transitions and painting in general is incredibly smooth. Top-notch work. Pete the Wargamer also chose the Shades of War Studios miniature. Cornell says, the Shades of War Studios miniature has a more homogeneous paint job in case of colors. It looks more pleasing to the eye. It lacks a bit of bright-dark contrast here and there, but plays a lot with warm-cold contrasts and is easily readable. The focus is on the head, and the mood of the miniature equals the mood of the base. Brushstroke also chose the Shades of War Studios miniature. He says, I really like the rich colors of the paint scheme. The fiery tone of the wings contrasts against the soft, satin look of the loincloth, which is picked out again on the bowstrapping. I love the piercing ice blue eyes, which again contrasts really well against the fiery plumage on the head. There's some nice blending and transitions between strong colors throughout the paint scheme, which isn't easy to achieve. I thought the basing was clean and simple, setting the tone for the mini without distracting from it, and I liked the addition of the flowers. Overall, a smooth and cleanly painted mini which would make a striking display piece. And the winner is Shades of War Studios. Congratulations, Shades of War Studios. The competition was pretty fierce this month. I have to say, we have tripled in the number of contestants, so competition is going to be that much more fierce coming up in April. But you've earned this one. Great job. Great job to all the contestants, and I can't wait to see what you guys put out next month. Now, there were 2 judges that have yet to submit their response. They're very busy. They're very active. I haven't received their responses yet. Those judges are Sam Lenz and Trovarian. Now, once they've submitted their responses, I will update the social media pages with their response. However, since Shades of War Studios had such a large margin, even if both of these judges were to vote for the other one, they still would have won by 1 vote. So, again, I felt comfortable knowing that the winner was who the winner was, but I also wanted to announce the winner and also announce the next competition, which is right here. For the April contest, we're announcing 2 separate tiers. There's the casual and the hard mode tier. The casual rules are pretty simple. This is the community voted mini. You may post your updates to social media. This way you can kind of let everyone know what you're working on. The voting for this will be purely community led, which means there's no guest judges or anything like that. I'm sure a Loot Studios representative and then myself and a few people from the Discord will post comments. But this is purely a community event. This is just basically to kind of get yourself accustomed to, or maybe just test the waters for your first little competition. The submission deadline is April 28th at 11:59 Pacific Standard Time, which is where I am, so I get to be selfish like that. And the hard mode rules, since this does have a bit more of a competitive flair to it, there will be guest judging here. I will try to find several other content creators or professional painters that are willing to serve as judges on this next month's panel. There will be prizes. The first one obviously being the free loot release for next month. I'm going to be working with a few other suppliers to see if we can't get gift cards or discounts, maybe even brushes or paint or something like that. I'll be posting updates to the Discord, and anything that I discover, anything that I lock in or whatever, I will post in there and you'll know about it when it happens. For the rules, you can pick any model in this month's release at any size. If you're not a subscriber and don't have access to all the models, you will be able to use the community model. The community model, I've mentioned twice now, is Georgios Manoulis. He is the Spartan guy. There are two options. There's a helmeted or a helmetless. You can choose either of those two. For both the casual and the hard mode, it's up to you. This one, since there are a lot more things at stake, there are a lot bigger prizes, we want to curb the results being skewed by follower size, so it's not like kind of a popularity contest. What this means is you cannot let the community know, especially your followers, know what your mini is going to look like, because our biggest fear is someone that has 10,000 subscribers tells their people to, hey, vote for this mini on this date and time. Well, even if that mini isn't the best one there, it still gets 10,000 votes. That definitely skews the results. So we want all of the people who are going to be voting to be kind of kept in the dark, so when they go to vote, they pick the best model. That is the best way we have found to be able to do it. Going back to the rules for the miniatures, you are able to use either the base that comes with the model or make your own custom one. When taking photos, take 3 with a white backdrop. We should just 1 maybe face on or wherever your focal point is, and then maybe from the sides or the back. And then the custom one can be like with a really cool backdrop or in kind of a diorama type situation. Anything that you feel is going to make your miniature really stand out. That's the 4th picture. Basically, we want people to see the technical side of the miniature first, and then they get rewarded with this hyper stylized, really, really cool image. Something else about the rules for this: also don't have your logos or watermarks or anything like that in the background of your photo. We don't want to give anybody kind of an idea of who's submitting these miniatures. And I shouldn't have to say this, but no touching up the photo in Photoshop or things like that. Lightroom, don't apply filters. We want this to be a pure, accurate representation of your skills. That way the judges are kind of on an even playing field. They don't have to guess what it looks like without a filter. When it comes to voting, make sure that you only vote once. We have extra vote tracking software. We're doing whatever we can to make it to where it says as balanced and as fair as possible. We just want to make sure this is a fun, community-focused, just really cool contest, and that gets ruined if people are cheating or if people are trying to defeat the vote counting software. So whatever you do, please just enjoy this opportunity, submit your models, and sit back and see what everyone has to say. The submission deadline for this will also be April 28th, 11:59 PST. There will be a couple days between the final date of submission and then the announcement of the winner, but we will keep everyone up to date and be going as fast as we can to get this thing done. So that is it. That is the announcement of the winner. Congratulations, Shades of War Studios. Thank you so much, everyone who participated in last month's competition. And thank you in advance to everyone who's going to be competing in this month's competition. Thank you, Loot Studios, for the amazing miniatures and the opportunity to be able to represent and work with you guys in this cool competition. And I am super excited to see everyone's submissions.